I'm never going to be right about everything. In fact, I'm hardly right about anything. Anyway, so having had the Obama and Cameron love fest in America just the other day, you're great, David. Oh, you're great too, Obama. Oh, please, you're the best. No, Obama, you're amazing. Having endured these two love bombing each other in a press conference, it's clear to see that they're now both going to, solely because of the Paris attacks, come out with strict, over-the-top internet surveillance that will mean everything we do online will be saved because these love bomb fuckers have now turned every single one of us into a terrorist suspect. They suspect every single one of us might be a terrorist. And of course, Snowden told us that they're already surveilling everything we do. They just need this new legislation to legalise what they've been doing for fucking years. So whilst the likes of gay boy Obama kills innocent people every single week with drone strikes in a far-off country, and whilst David Cameron helped kill 60,000 innocent people in Libya, and whilst both of their too-big-to-fail policies have killed untold numbers in their own countries, they are now making everybody else a potential terrorist because of an attack that didn't even happen in either of their countries. It's a complete and utter disgrace. Someone on my YouTube channel the other day said that they don't care that the government are saving everything that we do online because they have nothing to hide, so why worry? Whilst I agree with this to a certain extent, what you have to realise is that although you might have nothing to hide, how do you know the information the government gain from you isn't going to be used by the government against you? We all know that government lie and cheat, but this commenter would basically trust the government with 100% access to his personal files, because that's where this leads. How easy could they set you up if you're a dissident and disagree with them? Just think about it. Remotely downloading a couple of child porn pics onto the computer of the person they need to set up and demonise, anonymous tip-off, and way, job done. You're incredibly naive if you can't see that trusting your government with all of your information is a ridiculous thing to do. This is only a small part about the terrorists. This is about taking a giant leap further into a police state. It's mainly about control of the general public. You see, most of the terrorists over recent years seem to have been known to the authorities anyway. Harun Rashid Aswat, the 7-7 mastermind, well, MI6 were hiding him. Abu Hamza, it came out in his trial in America that he was working for MI5. Michael Adebolagio, one of Lee Rigby's killers, was offered a job by MI5. And don't tell me that Arjun Chowdhury isn't working with MI5. How the fuck does he get so much airtime to spew his nonsense if he isn't? And of course, who can forget that there have been loads of terror plots that have been foiled just in the nick of time, as Andrew Nosey Parker, the head of MI5, repeatedly tells us. But he isn't allowed to give us any details of these foiled just-in-time terror plots because of, ready for it? You know what to say, because of national security. So in order to keep the fear porn going, we have the former head of MI5 telling us why everybody in the country needs to be a suspected terrorist. Ex-MI5 chief Jonathan Evans warns spy laws not fit for purpose. Lord Evans of Weardale, formerly Jonathan Evans, and sometimes Deirdre Evans, but only when his just over the age of consent boyfriend comes round to play, said it's now much harder than a decade ago for the security services to find out what terrorists or criminals are saying amongst themselves because they are discussing plots on the internet. Well, Weardale, Jonathan, or Deirdre, whatever you're called, if you want to know what the terrorists and criminals are saying amongst themselves, I suggest you pop down to Parliament and have a bit of an earwig. Better still, call up one of your pedo Tory MP friends and find out what's going on. I find it amazing that people can't see where this is leading and what it's all about. So, because of the Paris attacks, let's give up our freedom so that we can be free. Do you know that on average, 33 people needlessly die in our hospitals? That's a day. 33 people needlessly die in our hospitals in the UK a day. But instead of keeping people alive by investing and improving in our NHS, we're going to massively, and I mean massively, increase the budget of spooks to be able to monitor everything we do online. When it's these very bloody spooks in the first place who've been arming, funding and training the very terrorists we're told to be afraid of. It's an absolute joke. We are always fucking told that we will never give in to terrorists. And we are always fucking told that the terrorists hate us because we're free. But because of these terrorists, we're now going to have to remove our internet freedom and be monitored 24 hours a day solely because of these terrorists. Thus meaning that the terrorists have won, as the net result is that we will be less free. Exactly what the terrorists want, or at least what the government tell us they want. Does that make sense? Where does this end? Because once the government get this new, revamped and more hardcore Snoopers Charter through, they will not settle for this. Are we going to have something like the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA that they've passed in America? The NDAA, in case you didn't know, allows the American government to arrest anyone they like without saying why. They can hold them indefinitely without saying why, and the American government can even kill their own civilians without ever releasing why they killed them. You see, America needs the NDAA because it's a free country, clearly. Lock people up indefinitely, never tell them why you've locked them up, or even kill them and never let their family know. That sounds like a free country to me. That's why America's a leader of the free world. So we also need to be able to indefinitely detain people and never release them and never tell them why they're being held. And the government in the UK also needs to be able to kill whoever they like and wherever they like and however they like. Because in a world that puts profit before health, and in a world that puts Justin fucking Bieber on a pedestal, then locking people up forever and killing them and never telling them what they have done wrong is freedom in 2015. We're starting down this road because people are asleep at the wheel and they have no idea what's actually going on. They think it's happening because of the Paris attacks. My God, it started decades ago. This is just the latest part. Wake up, people.